Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Wouldn't you love to have been a fly on the wall when Clementine, yes, Clementine walks into Celtic Park and embraces the one and only Arne Engels. Yes, it was a picture that went viral just before the Glasgow derby, and it was a picture that enraged the Rangers fans. The Rangers fans, they are now called Sefconians. Yes, after the game, the player and the Sevco manager did work together at Club Bruges in Belgium, and their careers did take them on different paths. One of them went to the biggest club in Scotland, and one of them went to the newest club in Scotland. How their paths may have passed like ships in the night. The fixture between the two teams was a bit of a one-sided affair, but Engels up coming off the bench, and he beat his former manager. Yes, but there was a bit of banter pre-match. There was a bit of banter. Yes, about signing for the enemy, says Arne. Arne says that he signed for the wrong team. And he was asked if Clement wished him well. He said, yeah, we had a good, we spoke. And of course, from when we knew each other at Bruges, so nothing actually special. He wished me good luck. And that was it. He wished me good luck. He said, good luck. Right, well, no, he said a little bit more than that. But the fact that Arne Engels, he's taken to Celtic and he's said that, look, this big price tag means nothing to me. I'll prove to Celtic and the fans that I am a player on my own accord. Engels made more than 50 appearances in the Bundesliga, and he made his Belgium debut against Israel on Friday, just 2 days before his 21st birthday party. He's determined to keep progressing, and he says that the expectations at Celtic will help him. When asked about the record club fee, the midfielder said, "No, I just want to enjoy my football. I've came here, the manager's told me what he wants to do, and I want to enjoy my football. Obviously, the big amount paid for me, I want to return that a lot for the club and be in my best form here and just perform like I always do. That's why they did it. That's why they paid the money, because I perform like the way I do. So for me, it's just adapt quickly to the new situation, adapt to the team. It's amazing, this team. It says everybody's talking to me. I think it's going to be easy to integrate and to perform. It's a really big club, he added. I think it is the biggest in Scotland. They play every time for the championship and for the cups. So obviously, it's a step forward to me. It's a new format in the Champions League, and I think it's going to be really amazing and special. He also says that, look, I have joined the biggest team in Scotland. That was absolutely brilliant. He says, when you see the new format in the Champions League, I'm really looking forward to it. I've moved to Germany just 18 months ago and came through the youth academy at Club Bruges. I left home and I had to sort of grow up pretty quick and quicker than I expected. I always believed in myself as a player. That's why I made the step there. And I believe in myself now, and I'm going to show what I can do in Glasgow. It was a hectic few days getting to Glasgow, but coming off the bench, after only one training session and then having to fly for his international cap. Delighted to be thrown in the deep end as a player. I actually felt like home coming to Celtic Park. It felt really good. It felt really amazing. And the fans, and I like these kind of games with the high intensity and maybe not the high atmosphere. Engels played for the B team and the current Sevco manager. He says, I worked with him. He says, it's nice to see him. And he wished me well. He wished me well for the biggest team in Scotland. Clement, on the other hand, can't even talk about us anymore. He can't even say the name Celtic as the pressure mounts on their manager. What was it, around about 10 days ago now, since the fans rocked up to Ibrox, absolutely raging. The fact that the meltdowns were glorious, and I think if there wasn't international breaks, we would have had a bit more meltdown banter, but it's not. And he's struggling to utter the word Celtic, which I think is quite funny. But then it all comes down to the way that lot think, isn't it? I mean, we don't call them Rangers because we know they're not Rangers. They are the Sevco in disguise. Now, one player that has left Celtic, actually, and a lot of people said it was probably the right time for him to leave Celtic, is Mikey Johnston. And he's been talking about the fact that, I wanted to go back to another team and I give them every opportunity, but it just didn't happen. So yesterday saw the 39th passing of the legendary Celtic manager and at the time Scotland manager, the one and only Jock Stein. 39 years since the passing of the great man, who will always be loved and remembered by Celtic fans. But a lot of people forget that he died at the side of the pitch when he was managing Scotland. And I can remember that evening. I can remember watching it. I can remember just as a teenager watching that game 39 years ago. I was just a teenager, no more. And it was all the confusion that was going on at the time. The game still had a couple of minutes to go, and there was a commotion at the side at the touchline. And then just after it, everyone jumped onto their trannies, everyone jumped onto the radios to see what was going on. And it was announced just after the game had finished that Jock Stein had passed away. And I think the whole nation at that point were devastated. We're absolutely devastated. I know that our family was as Celtic fans. You were absolutely devastated that Jock Stein died at the side of the pitch. And as a man, he took Celtic to great, great heights. Heights that have never been repeated, really, when it comes to what we did in Europe. Yes, we've won a 9 in a row since then. We've won our second 9 in a row, and I think that Celtic as a club can go on and become a team that wins a third 9 in a row. And we should always take time. And if we do achieve that, and whatever we achieve as a club, and the Sevconians might say derogative terms when it comes to the manager, but that's just their mentality. I think you have to look back and see what he brought to Celtic, what he did for us as a club, and they died chasing what we did. And on that note, I'm going to end that video here because I think it's just a good moment to remember the one and only Jock Stein and for what he not only did for Scottish football, but what he did for Scotland at the time.
And the celebrations are more with Scotland than anybody else. Jock Stein being carried off there. Maybe Jock has been overcome by it all. It looked to me as though Jock Stein was being carried off there by the police. But it's been a night of fantastic tension.
I mean, the excitement for people who are not committed to the game has been tremendous. So for somebody such as the manager, tremendous strain on them.
So Scotland have come and have achieved really what they wanted to achieve, not to be beaten.